Here's the diamond willow with just the bark off of it. I've got to gouge these, or not gouge them, but sand them out. I'm going to put some saran wrap on both ends of this, just the ends, so it keeps the moisture in there. And gouge those holes out, and then give it a good little sand and put a finish on it. I'll probably cut a little bit off to make a handle, probably about right between here, so I'll use this. But that's what it looks like though. Alright, Eric, so this is what I'm doing. Since I got it sanded down, these little eyes right here, I got to kind of grind those in there and expose the prettier layer of it. So I'll do that, just kind of give you a little thing. I mean, you don't do much, but I'm just going to kind of show you. Alright, so I got a few more to do, but once you get that kind of grinded out a bit, you take about I think that's 80 grit sandpaper on this. Could be 120, but I think it's 80. And then you just kind of go over it just to smooth some of these edges out. That white right there, see how it's kind of puffed up and jagged. So hopefully you can see it on here. It just smoothed out a bit. So I mean, it's not really all that complicated. You just got to kind of take your time. But I figured since I have been kind of telling you, just go ahead and kind of show you what I was doing. Alright, so here you go. You kind of get what I'm doing now. So I got the rest of it done. See, it's got those, little piece of wood, that little, well, whatever you want to call it. It's not smooth, so I'm just taking that little, I guess it's 80 grit sandpaper, and then just smooth it over, just even with the grain strokes, and then that's pretty much it. Okay, so if you look now, see how it's got that? Well, now it's nice and smooth. So rough and smooth. So you just don't mash down too hard. You got the 80 grit on there, and you just go over it real lightly with the grain, and then you'll have it looking pretty. So, all right. So that was the 80 grit on that rotary tool, and then you just take the 120, and you just want to sand it out. So, that's all you do. Don't take much, you just go over it. I mean, you want to mash down pretty good, but you don't have to do it for long. Okay, and then alright, then you just want to get the edge of it. And go with the grain on the top. So you see, it ain't really all that hard, ain't that big a deal, but it's just a few little steps you got to go through. But one thing I was noticing though is I don't think you can see it here, but there's some color changes from when I was doing this a couple days ago and then the ones I was just doing. Alright, well, it ain't gonna pick it up, but it's best to do all of it in one day and then shellac it and everything, so you keep that brilliant red to the bark. I actually went down pretty far with that rotary tool with a engraver. It seemed to work pretty good. That's all Keith had anyway, but I also had to put saran wrap with the rubber band to hold it in there on this end and the other end. That way the moisture is drying evenly and not too fast, so it's not going to crack. That's a big step. I kept messing up and I couldn't figure out what was going on. But seems pretty obvious now though. But yeah, so I'm going to put that quarter up here, the tails side up, 2014 Utah, and then I'll put the little rubber tip. So and then I'll shellac it all first, and then I'll do the tip, and then I'll have some little work done up here right below the hand, so kind of hanging off. But I'll kind of show you that a little later. All right, so here we go. I got the piece all sanded, and then I got the tip over here ready for the rubber tip. That's a 3/4 inch tip. That's all done. Now I'm going to start, got this engraved, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of wood burning to it. And there it is done. Alright, so I'm going to scribe that out and do the wood burning on that. But I also went ahead and got the top of it all circulared out, or drilled out, and I'm going to put the 2014 Utah quarter on there. Put it tail side up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so it's been scribed. Now I'm going to wood burn it. And you don't have to scribe it out first, but I'm not very good at wood burning, so let's do it. Alright, so here this is drying. I just put a coat of shellac on it. You see how it kind of brightens it up a little bit. Now it is going to lighten up once it seeps into the wood, but I'll wait till tomorrow and then I'll put on another coat. You really have to make sure you're very even with this stuff, and you do it slow, and you get all your cracks, like say down here. Make sure you get all the little crevices and everything, and get that real good, and then you go over it, kind of like you're painting a wall. You just go slow. So tomorrow morning I'll sand it down just a bit with 320, very low pressure, and I'll put another coat on it. All right, so here it is morning after, and it dried pretty well. You don't really feel a whole lot of stickiness on it. Real tacky and everything. So I'm gonna sand it down with the 320 grit now, real lightly just to get off that rough. And then I'll go over with another coat. All right, here you go. I got it all lightly sanded down with that 320, but there's some dust on it, so you have to take this little sticky cloth right here, and that'll wipe it clean. And then, well, actually, first you can take a brush right here and just kind of get it off. So by the time that you start from the top and then go down, by the time you do that, the dust will settle. So if you're in a closed environment, you don't want all that dust and stuff hanging around while you're shellacking. All right, so one more time, there it is. Got the shellac on it. I've been letting it dry, and it's about 2:30. I think I did it around 12, and I'm gonna just let it dry all night, and then I guess I'll do it in the morning before I go and come back to Florida. So there it is, and I'll show you once it's all done, and I put the tip, and I put the little stuff down there by the handle. All right, that's the finished product. Got the rubber tip, got it engraved, got the feathers on there. Those are real. I got the sinew binding on there, and then here's the here, hang on, there's the Utah quarter. So there it is.